What's going on, everybody? Teddy Baldassarre from teddybaldassarre.com. In this video, we're going to be looking at a watch available for purchase on my website with the Orient Maestro. So I have a few different options available on my website, so links in the description to check those out. But if you have a question about this watch as I'm going through this review, you want to ask me a question, I actually have a place where you can book a call with me and actually just call me directly if you have any questions and you're trying to maybe pull the trigger here. Love to set something up and talk with you in more detail. So guys, let's take a closer look at this watch.
Just looking at a rundown of the specs, we have a case size of 40 millimeters, thickness of 12 millimeters, lug width of 20 millimeters, lug to lug of 45.3 millimeters, water resistance of 100 meters, movement is an automatic Orient F6722, crystal, mineral, price $180, and if you use discount code Maestro at checkout, add a strap to your cart, you can get 30% off that strap with your purchase. And when considering many of the options in Orient's catalog, the Bambino and their other lineup of divers typically are the ones that get the most shine. But there's been some added effort by the brand clearly to make more just casual offerings. And I think one of their best attempts yet, and maybe perhaps their best, is the Orient Maestro. Now, I have reviewed the Orient Maestro on my main channel in the past. There are some changes here, but this one comes also with a newer dial that I'm going to be looking at that I think really does pop here. It's very eye-catching with this blue-green. And I think it's a great piece for somebody that wants something different and maybe more casual from the more conventional dress options that Orient offers up, while getting some up specs in the process in certain areas. So first, putting this on the wrist, comes in with a case diameter of 40 millimeters, but this thing is wearing much closer to a 38 to 39 millimeter case as a result of those shorter lugs. As a result, you have a wearing experience that's going to sit favorably on a vast majority of wrists out there. The thickness on this piece is also very manageable, coming in at just 12 millimeters. Looking at the case finish, the Maestro comes with a high polish across the case, the bezel, and the lugs. Along the 3 o'clock side, we have a case with a crown that protrudes out a bit that operates in traditional fashion, hand-winding the movement at the first position, changing the date at the second position, and setting the time while stopping the second hand when pulling it out to the farthest position. Now, one of the most important points when reviewing this piece is looking at the bracelet, which I'm gonna be honest is actually not quite bad for the money, and I think it's actually worth getting in this instance as you're not really paying a premium. It has a slide adjustable clasp and does not pull at hair like typical affordable factory style bracelets tend to do. Also, the lug width is 20 millimeters, so there's a lot of possibilities with different straps and different leathers that you can throw on this thing as well. And again, use that promo code, you can get any strap off my site for 30% off if you buy this watch and include that in your cart with your purchase. So the crystal on this piece is mineral. It slightly rises from the bezel, which provides a bit more of a dynamic look in comparison to a traditional flat crystal. A sapphire would be nice given the up specs, say in the water resistant department. However, I don't think you really can dock too many points here because now there really aren't many sapphire crystals available for anything under $200 from Orient. Taking a closer look at this dial, we have a beautiful blue-green dial surface that is pretty unique, and I can't really think of many watches that pull this off and especially pull it off this well. Along the outside, we have simple applied polished hour markers set next to the traditional white printed minute track. At the 12 o'clock, we have the applied Orient logo and no markings at the 6, which to me is a big plus because I think typically Orient tries to attempt just making this space busy for really no reason, so I think I like this a little bit more. At the 3 o'clock, we have a date window that includes a black date disc displaying the date, which I think is a nice feature adding to the design because as a white date disc, I think would really clash. And finally, the Maestro comes with sword-style handset at the center, matching the high polish of the indices. In totality, we have a timepiece that I think just looks fantastic. It's simple, but I think it has a lot of appeal just because, of course, it's going to be very versatile, but I also think it'll be a hit with people that maybe are looking into the direction of fashion watches and maybe want to get something that has certainly better construction, want something that's mechanical perhaps. This is a great option, I believe. Flipping over this watch, we have an open case back featuring the automatic Orient caliber F6722. Now, I always like to applaud Orient for what they do with their movements. I think they're no nonsense. They produce all of them in-house. They're being made in Japan. And I think for under $200, this is, I think, a pretty impressive feat. The movements, I think, are just some of the best in their tier. And although they're not a thing of beauty to look at, for the price they occupy, I think they're very well done as well as being reliable. So this one operates at 3 Hertz, 21,600 vibrations per hour, has a 40-hour power reserve approximately, features hand winding and hacking. So when you pull out that crown to the farthest position, You can stop that secondhand hacking, and then minus 15 to plus 25 seconds per day in terms of relative accuracy. So when looking at the Orient Maestro, I think there's a lot of things to love. It sure is a little bit more simple, maybe doesn't have the same charm as the Orient Bambinos, but it's not the same watch by any means. You're getting 100 meters of water resistance, you're getting probably some more playful dials in terms of the colors. I think it's definitely more sporty and has an even lug width, and also just an amazing price tag, let's be real. For under $200, I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to find a mechanical powered in-house caliber and that just walks this line of being casual and dressy so well. Plus it's a piece that I think just would be very attractive to somebody maybe just looking at mechanical watches for the first time and just wants something more affordable but could just cover a lot of different scenarios. I think the Maestro is a great option. So I'm a big fan of the Orient Maestro. I think it's one of the best watches that Orient makes.
So guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. But also if you're in the market for this watch, links in the description to the product page where you can actually purchase the watch, but also where you can book a call with me to talk through your next purchase of this watch or any other watch on my website. Don't hesitate to use that feature. I really love just actually doing it and talking with people that follow the channel, and no pressure as well to buy anything. It's just really fun to chat. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.